play. God bless. Empire, right? Episode 6. All right, so Cookie is trying on different outfits as almost if she's a young girl getting ready for the first date. It's really cute, you know? So she puts on one outfit, she's in the mirror, and, you know, she's primping herself up. Then she puts on another outfit, you know, and then she's, you know, and she looks great no matter what she has on. So, you know, it really doesn't matter. She looks wonderful. But she's going to this meeting. She's going to meet Lucious at a meeting with some of the other family members and everyone like that. And I think people know what happened by now. She gets there, she sits down, she has this beautiful mink coat on, these lace stockings. The coat's, I have to say first of all, the coat's closed. And she gets there, and the Lucious tells her to sit down. Everybody sit down. Okay, everybody's singing in the restaurant. It's very beautiful. Then he announces that he's going to marry Anika. Cookie hits the ceiling. You know, after a few moments, she loses her cool and her dignity too. But I have to say at this point, I told people this before, she doesn't really have anything to lose. She's already been to the bottom. She's gotten shafted her whole life. This woman has gotten the worst deal of anyone on that show, okay? So, no, I didn't care that she did that. She shouldn't have embarrassed herself. I would say, no, don't do that, be a young lady. But, you know, she's been in jail for 17 years. What do you guys expect? And what is Portia's role in her life? You know, I wonder about that too. Are they, you know, boyfriend, you know, all right, so we'll address that some other time. All right, so Cookie's been humiliated on so many levels. It's not fair, but that's the way it is. All right, so Cookie enjoys, in another scene, Cookie enjoys listening to Jamal's new music. His partner, Michael, though, tells Cookie that Jamal is changing. He's really worried. In another scene, Lucious sees the police going through his trash, and he's convinced that they know something about the murder. So he has Vernon fix it up, because Vernon evidently is the fixer. So Vernon hires a young man to take the fall for Lucious, thereby closing the case on Bunky's murder. You know, he'll take the fall, and I guess they'll give him money as time goes on to reimburse him for his troubles. Vernon puts a terrible chokehold on Andre to remind him, you know, you didn't tell me about what was going on with your father. You knew that he killed Bunky, didn't you? And Andre says, no, I didn't know, but I just helped my father. This is what I do. I've always done this. This is my role, you know. All right, so, and Andre just can't wait to tell Rhoda. He gets right on the phone and tells Rhoda what happened. All right, so. And then later on, you do hear Vernon talk about leaving Empire. You know, he seems like he's had it, you know. But that money, I know, is always good. So that money is a big influence on anyone, right? Michael, who is Jamal's boyfriend, feels very intimidated and very upset that Jamal isn't spending a lot of time with him. And he doesn't seem to understand how these artists are. And this is any artist, whether it's music, they always devote the bulk of their time to their craft. And then their wife or whomever normally gets neglected. And that's why there's such a high rate of divorce amongst artists. It's very rare when artists are married for years and years, unless they're not living together, like if somebody's living in Europe or whatever. But when they're living together, it's hard because that spouse misses that person because they're so involved in their art, whether it be songwriting, writing a book or novel or movies. It could be anything. But I'm just saying it's hard for entertainment people to be married. It just is. All right. Okay. Cookie's not that happy with Michael. She feels that Jamal could do better than Michael. Okay, so Empire wants to drop one of their artists, Elle, played by Courtney Cox. This is such a, like an old rocker type woman. She's a little worn, you know, she's been on drugs and everything. You can tell her voice is worn, everything's kind of gone. She doesn't have that luster in her voice. And people see it and they know it. The engineers are trying to paste her tracks together just to make a decent track. She doesn't do well. But Cookie believes in her, believes she can bring her back. And Cookie is constantly trying to bring people back because she didn't believe that people should throw her away either. And I think she feels that way. This empathy is there. And I think this is why she goes ahead and she grabs these people that maybe you and I wouldn't want around. And she tries to fix these people. She tries to mend them back together. I totally get what she's doing in a way, right? You kind of get it. You know, she doesn't want you to throw away. Don't throw Elle away. You know, let Elle have a chance. Because Elle is not going without a fight anyway. Elle lets her know that, you know, I built this company too. I had your #1 record in the history of all your records. I had the largest sales or whatever. But Cookie's trying to help her. She goes over to Elle's house the next day and interrupts her morning routine, which includes drug use. You know, Cookie comes in, tells the guy to get out, throws the drugs down the toilet. She's trying to help her, like a little tough love kind of thing. And gets her in the studio the next time, and of course, Elle sounds much better. It's like she wants no part of Cookie, which isn't nice, because Elle, nobody wants no part of you too. She doesn't realize that Cookie's the only reason why she's even with the label, okay? Because they wanted to throw her out, and Cookie's helping her. She doesn't reason why she's even with the label. She doesn't get it, Elle. You know, her ego won't let her see it, and maybe the drugs won't let her see it either. Okay, so Cookie promotes Jamal's song at a club. And she uses a football player who has a big Twitter following, a big social networking following. And you know, once you put something on Twitter, if it's hot, if you have the right following, it just picks up and goes right away. That's it. Hakeem's trying to find Camilla. He keeps calling her. She's not calling him back. Baby misses his mama. Lucious hires a new head of security. And it's Derek Luke. Some of you guys remember him from the Denzel Washington movie in 2002 called Anton Fisher. Now this guy is 40 years old. I'm telling you now, he hasn't changed. Wait till you see him. Wait till you see. All right, so Anika's trying to plant the seed in Portia's mind. She's telling her that maybe Cookie's not paying her enough. She observes that Cookie's treating her so mean. And Portia's taken back. She sees what's happening. But you know, don't put anything past anyone. I think if she offered Portia the right money, just like anything else, Portia would move over to that side. But right now, she's loyal to Cookie. But again, I question her role to Cookie. In another scene, we see Jamal. He's in this beautiful setting, and he's just had his music played on satellite radio. Sway, the DJ, is doing an interview with him. Sway's always been a personality, whether it be MTV or on the radio. It's a very big personality. He's always questioning the big stars. You know, he gives these interviews and gets things out of them. So he asked Jamal after Jamal renders this great performance, who do you love? You know, get a girlfriend? And of course, Michael is listening to this whole thing, whether it be on radio or whatever, on satellite. And he listens, right, very intently. Jamal says, no, there's no one special. And Michael is just hurt. You could tell it just broke him down. And Lucious starts his experimental drugs. Now, this is from the Russians. The Russians have these experimental drugs for its ALS. He's going to see if this can help him. All right, okay. So Cookie does flirt with the Malcolm DeVoe character. And, you know, he's this good-looking guy. So you just never know where it might lead. All right. Andre confronts Vernon about the chokehold he gave him early in the episode. He tells Vernon that if you ever touch me again, I will slit your throat. And I mean, he says it with such conviction, you believe him, okay? And then you start thinking, the last part of the episode, you really have to love Lee Daniels. You don't know him, but you love him. You don't know Danny Strong, but you kind of love him, because here comes Olivia from The Cosby Show. Like, Bill Cosby doesn't have enough problems. No. But it's so cute. She says, Olivia, I'm Olivia. Remember, we had sex. And this is your baby. And she says that to Jamal. Yeah, believe it or not. And Jamal looks at her. And at first, he was cute. You know, he thought it was a fan with just their baby. But when she says, yeah, I brought the baby to see her daddy, or his daddy, I don't even know. I remember. I think it was a little girl. Okay. Cute little girl. But Jamal is like, excuse me? And you can imagine look on Lucious's face and Cookie and everybody else, because now you've thrown a monkey wrench into our plans for this young man. So Raven-Symoné plays Olivia in this series, and she's presumed to have had, or she's claiming to have, Jamal's baby. She's saying Jamal is her baby daddy. Okay? So, until we meet again, it's Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay. God bless.